Hello, Dr. Clif, your movement recovery specialist, and welcome back to Breakfast at the Office, Week 1 recap. If you happen to miss any of the previous episodes, you can go back and view them. I'll put a card up here at the top somewhere. Or you can just enjoy the highlights here. Grab yourself a second cup of coffee like I have. We'll have a look at the first week's reviews, just the highlights. And then afterwards, I'm going to show you what I'm sure many of you have been wondering. How do I get the overall rating that's in the description? We'll pull up my spreadsheet and I'll explain it. And you also get a preview of the bars coming next week, since I already have those typed in. So, let's roll the film. Hello, Dr. Clif, your movement recovery specialist, and welcome to a new series, Breakfast at the Office. About a month ago, I did a video about protein bars, and many of you enjoyed it and asked me to do another one. So in the month of October, I'm going to have a protein bar a day. Some of them are brand new to me as well. And we're going to talk about them, go over what's in them, and just see if we can find some good protein bar alternatives. Now, there are a few rules. First off, they have to have protein, since they're protein bars. So, no bars with less than 10 grams of protein. Also, it has to be non-refrigerable. Refrigeratable. Yes. We want it to be convenient. There's a handful of bars that I know I eat regularly that I love, but they have to be in the refrigerator. So that's not very convenient for, just throw it in your purse or stick it in your backpack and take it with you. Now, the first bar we're going to try is one made by Gatorade. This is whey protein with almond butter. I would give it a 5. It's not amazing, but it's not awful like, oh, I have to eat this thing this morning so I have some nutrition either. If I had a whole box of them, I would eat them. We're going to look at this one bar. Sounds delicious. Let's see. Peanut butter pie flavor. I like it better than yesterday's bar. It doesn't have as much of that taffy consistency. But I'm honestly a little disappointed because this picture on the front, see if that focuses, it looks like a piece of pie, right? It looks like it has some kind of graham cracker crust or something. So I was expecting maybe some peanut butter and chocolate flavoring or some kind of little crispy bits like the pie crust. None of that here. So, taste, I'm going to give this one a 6 out of 10. Breakfast at the Office. Today we're having a Think Thin Brownie Crunch Bar. Anything that's a brownie has to be good, right? There we go. Brownie Crunch Bar. I think I would give it taste a 6. I'm being a little generous. I don't want to give half points and get all complicated. And it's better than average, but not much. So, if I had a bigger scale, I would give it a 5.5, but I'm giving it a 6 out of 10. I'm excited about this one. Is chocolate brownie. Made by Kirkland. So I'm going to be generous like yesterday. I'm going to give this a 7. That might be a little high, but I'm gonna go for 7. So, today, we're having cookies. Haha. Protein sandwich cookies. Peanut butter cup. Look at this. This might be real good, or it might be real not so. These are dangerously good. You know, the biggest drawback to these is that there's only 4. I could eat like 10 of them. I would give them a score, taste-wise, 9. Almost 10, but not. 9. That's to have our first Quest bar. This is chocolate peanut butter. I've had better chocolate bars. Maybe I'm a little spoiled by the cookies yesterday, but I'm going to give this bar 6. I would definitely eat another one, but especially at $2.60 a bar, I don't think I'd go out and buy a case of them. And we're having a different type of bar today, a RX bar. This one's blueberry. This is a good bar. It's not cookies, but it tastes like real blueberry. You can tell all this stuff in here is real. I like this. Taste-wise, I'm going to give this 8. I wouldn't want to leave this in the car. Don't put this in your bag and leave it in the car, especially in a place like South Florida here. It would be real gooey. But it's good. Okay, so here's the spreadsheet that I keep with the names of the bars that you just saw, the all the statistics as far as the price, the size, the protein, carbs, where the protein comes from, and any allergies. I give them a score of 1 to 10. That's what the red numbers are that you'll see next to them. 1 being the worst, 10 being the best. With me considering 5 just being the average, and if it's average it gets a 5, if it's above or below that it gets a higher number. And then you'll see the yellow line down here is the total of those 7 categories. So in theory a bar could get 70, but that would be awfully unlikely. The highest score we have so far is the Kirkland protein brownie bar that has a 43. So at this point, the top bar is the brownie bar from Kirkland, and the next bar is the Quest bar peanut butter at 39. The other thing that I've mentioned once or twice that you haven't seen is this special category where you can get a plus or minus up to 2 for some kind of special consideration. So far the only bars that have been affected are the Kirkland bar. I gave a -1 because you have to have access to a Costco, you know, as far as having a membership or being in a part of the country where there's one conveniently close by. And the Buff Baked protein cookies got a +1 just because they were fun in their cookies, and they actually taste like cookies. for next week, because I've had one or two people ask, you can see if we scroll this way, there's the blueberry bar we had this morning. We're going to have a Luna bar. I use the pen, it's a little, doesn't take up as much. Then we're having another 1 bar. This one's supposed to taste like a donut, so that'll be interesting. A Power Crunch bar. Never had that before. Our second Kirkland bar, which I have had before, and it's pretty good. It tastes like a cinnamon roll. Then let's scroll back over here for a second. Then we're going to have a couple more Quest bars. So we're a little heavier on Quest bars next week. And then we're going to have a Metrex bar, which I didn't know they still were in business. They were one of the early supplement companies back in the 80s. And their bar is humongous looking compared to the other bars we've had so far. It's probably more of a meal replacement than a protein bar, but that's the end of next week. We're going to have that. So, hope this covers everything. Remember, like I've mentioned before, if you have any questions or bars that you would like me to try later in the month, leave them down in the comments. And if I have access to them in this area, we'll get a hold of them and try them out as well. So that's the review of this week and the preview of next week. If you or somebody you know really enjoys Quest bars, next week might be a good time to let them know about this channel, because half the bars next week apparently are Quest bars. I didn't even realize it was that many. So until next time, remember, life is a strength sport, so get stronger and get living.